Okay, welcome back. We are on part 5 of how to strike it big as an internet marketing consultant or coach. Let's get going on this video here. And on this video, I want to talk a lot more about marketing, promoting, selling, and making a lot of money. When we really get down to the nitty gritty of what it takes to make cash, and I really don't care what it is that you're doing in the marketing realm of things, nothing happens until you start focusing most of your attention on making money and selling. And that may sound like common sense to you, but it's anything but common sense to the majority of the marketplace. Most of the people in the marketplace spend 80, 90, 95, 100% of their time doing everything but selling, doing everything but marketing, doing everything but promoting, doing everything except for focusing on cash flow. They're busy installing blogs and, buying plugins that add these bells and whistles to some blog that barely gets traffic, and they spend all their time learning, buying different stuff, and never doing. And therefore, the money never comes. But really, when we get down to it, if you're a student of mine who paid me $50,000, I would tell you point blank that, hey, all right, you ready to make a bunch of money? And you're like, yes, my life depends on it. And I would say, okay, then we're going to put all of our effort into sales. We're going to put everything that we have into sales and marketing and generating cash. So no more, getting on 5,000 different gurus lists and buying everything under the sun and chasing all these shiny objects and flying around from one thing to the next with internet marketing ADD. It's time to start selling. Then the money will come. Until then, you're just playing pretend business. So most people fail in business, not just in internet marketing or direct response marketing. Most people fail in business of all kinds because they fail at selling. So this is why it's really, 80% of businesses fail the first few years. And then after that, those 20% that succeeded fail in the next 4 years. The reason why is because of a lack of sales. So they fail at creating sales processes or systems that sell automatically even while you are away for a month vacation. And this is so critical to long-term success, because even if you do put all of your major emphasis on sales, and let's say you're a great salesperson, one of the best salespeople in the world, you're still going to burn out if you continue to sell yourself. So you need to get to a point where you have other people selling for you, or you have other systems selling for you, so you don't have to continue that type of grind in order to make the cash. So I would say, most people, like I already kind of said, focus 80 to 90%. They fail at focusing 80 to 90% of their effort, energy, blood, sweat, tears, money, resources, attention, focus. They fail at focusing 80 to 90% of their energy and time and money and all that on sales. Like I said, they're focused on everything else except for sales, and then that's why they don't make any money. If you're someone who's already making some money, I wonder what your percentage would be on focusing on sales. Write it down. Let's be honest with yourself. No one's watching. What is your percentage of time that's spent on sales? Okay, you're gonna likely fall into one of a few categories. A, you fall into the category of the people that haven't made any money and are currently not making any money with their online ventures and business. And those people can be people that have been in this business for 3 or 4 years or more and still aren't making any money. The problem is they're not focused on sales. So if that's you, you fall into that bucket category. And don't get too upset with yourself. A lot of people are in that category. In fact, that's the biggest category there is. Then the next category of people are people that are making money. They're making money, and they're making money despite the fact that they're not spending 80 to 90% of their time and focus and energy on sales. And that's what's great about this business or this world that we live in, is you don't have to be perfect at everything in order to make a ton of money. That's why there's so many idiots and morons making a lot of cash in this marketplace, because they're just able to do a few things well enough to make money. So you don't have to be perfect at anything to make money. There's only half a dozen things that you need to do anyway to make money. And one of the biggest ones is sales. So then if you fall into the category of someone who's already making money, then what percentage do you spend on sales? So let's say you're someone that makes 6 figures, or you make, $80,000 a year or something like that online. Well, that's great. And that's the next category of people, and that represents the next biggest category of people. the next biggest bucket. And the thing is you could be spending 20% of your time on sales and actually make $80,000 a year. So now, not everybody. Some people need to spend a lot more time on sales, but imagine if you spend 80 or 90% of your time on sales if you're already making six figures. Logic says you'd make seven figures. You see? So you probably need to spend a lot more time on sales, even if you're making, six figures. Now let's go up to the seven-figure mark. This is the mark that I've been at for many, many years now. So what about me? Well, I get carried away with not focusing on sales too. And I'm pretty good at sales, and I know it well. And yet I still don't spend 80 to 90% of my time on sales. I get caught up in all the other things. Because once you start making a lot of money and you start sticking your head up out of the ground like whack-a-mole, people start whacking it, and plus you get all kinds of opportunities to start coming, all kinds of distractions, and then there's content fulfillment and people needing this and needing that, and all your employees and outsourcers needing your time, and it gets to a point where it becomes difficult to spend 80 to 90% of your time on sales. That's why it becomes important to create sales systems that make you that money even when you're the one that's not responsible for generating those sales. So no matter where you're at, you can spend more time on sales to make more money. Most people fail at closing, going for the cash, asking for the money, pushing beyond cash threshold comfort zones. What I mean by that is, like, let's say you make $100,000 in next week because you did some kind of launch or something. A lot of people would be like, wow, I did $100,000. I'm just going to be lazy for the rest of the year. That's a cash threshold. That $100,000 is enough for you to pay your current bills and all that, so you're cool with that. And until the money starts to run out, you're probably not going to do much or push yourself much to focus more on sales until it gets to the point where you start realizing you're running out of cash. It's time to do something to put food on the table, or you're going to be in serious trouble. Now, pushing beyond your comfort threshold of cash is what I'm talking about here, to go beyond that to make yourself a lot more money. So someone that does $100,000, well, this is a really interesting, fascinating psychological thing to me too. But I'll talk to plenty of people who make $100,000 per year, and they just think making $1 million is just like this crazy, out of this world, incredible accomplishment. And I'm like, it's no different than the $100,000 that you're making right now. It's not like I have more hours in the day than you do. It's not like I'm, 10 times more brilliant than you are. You're probably smarter than I am. It doesn't have anything to do with that. Really, what it has to do with is the difference between 100,000 and $1 million is just more sales. Does it make sense? So that's really all it comes down to. But some people have this mental barrier that says, $100,000 is my comfort zone, and I'm kind of comfortable where I'm at now. I certainly don't want to work too hard. And those millionaires, they're killing themselves, working themselves to death. And I'd rather just make 100,000 than $1 million. That's all false. That's all wrong thinking. I can tell you actually probably can get to a point where you work even less doing $1 million than you do at 100,000. Certainly less hard work. So I would say if you don't make any money, all the way up to if you make $1 million per year, then you should spend 80 to 90% of your time on sales. It's when you get over the $1 million mark, or the 800,000 mark, or the 1.2 million mark, then you should shift and not spend all your time on sales. But until you're making $1 million per year gross, then you should put almost all of your effort, energy, at least a majority, great lion's share of your time, energy, and resources and all that on sales. So you should focus on sales strictly. Like, for example, McDonald's does not have the best hamburger and cheeseburgers in the world. They don't. Those burgers are crap, right? But they have the best sales. They have the best sales system. Does anyone come close, to their sales system? No, that's why a little 13-year-old can run the entire $1 million operation, because there's so many sales systems in place there, right? So once you reach $1 million, and that little 13-year-old can't clean their own bedroom, but yet they can run $1 million McDonald's franchise, because it's such a dialed-in sales system. Now, once you reach $1 million, then you can shift away from sales, and you probably should, because at that point you can't grow, and you probably can't sustain your $1 million business if you're still the one doing it, generating all the sales. So you got to shift away from that, and the way to do that is to do it through other people and to do it through sales systems. So you, As the owner of the company or the consulting company that you're doing, you are the leader. Even if you have 50 employees, you are the leader. Even if you have 50 salespeople and you don't want to have a thing to do with sales because you hate sales, scared of sales, don't want to do sales, you're still the lead salesperson. I don't care what you say. I don't care how scared of sales you are. You are the lead salesperson of your company no matter what. If you're the doctor and you have 50 nurses who all sell your business for you, you are still the head honcho salesperson. I don't care what kind of business it is. Okay, a company is an extended shadow of the owner. If you are going to be afraid of sales, the sales floor will take over and they will train you. And you will be afraid of sales, and you'll just go through sales managers like you go through underwear. They will take you for a ride. You will be one of those people that are always wondering why your money is going down, 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 down. It's because you, as the main leader of the company, are not focused on sales or innovation of new sales or sales systems or any of that. You have to do that unless you get over $1 million and you're able to get people who are super strong in that. And even when you do get that, you're still going to have your thumb on their pulse, making sure that you push them because they're earning a salary and you don't want anyone to just milk a salary. Sales systems have free offers. First of all, there's different parts of a sales system, but the first part is just to create free offers. That's anyone could do that has half a brain. Half a brain cell can create free offers, right? It's very easy to do. These free offers capture leads, right? And then they turn those leads onto you. And also you could have free content that's just out there for people to consume to get them turned on to you. That's just free. There's no catches to the content. It's just free content. They don't have to opt in to get that free content. It's just a video posted on YouTube or audio, or it's just information out there with links that they can download or consume, or ebooks they can read, or blog posts, whatever. Just content they can consume for free to get turned on to you. And then you have free content that they have to opt in order to get, enter their name and email to go onto a subscriber list in order to get the content. Now they're on your list. They're on your database list and you can market to them. But both of these are important because you're turning people on to you is what you're doing here. And then you can have cheap front-end offers, and I'll tell you that these are the offers I hate the most in this business because these people are just bottom-feeding, tire-kicking, suck the life out of you type people in each marketplace. So the cheap front-end offers are often worse than free content that you're giving away because these are the people that are going to demand the most refunds, going to demand most of your time. They're going to ridicule you out in public. These are the bottom-feeder time-sucking people of the planet, right? They think lack this and lack that, and it's everyone else's fault but theirs, and they're just not there yet. And I love people, and I don't mean to rip on them, but this is what it's like when you're in business and you're generating millions of dollars. I could go out there and generate, $10,000 a month with some little $5 membership business, but that membership business will destroy me. I'm talking about me, my psyche, my ambition, my confidence. They'll tell me how much I suck and how much their lives are terrible because of me. That's not what I want. However, not all of them are like that. Some of those cheap front-end offers are going to land on solid ground. And some of those people are going to be ambitious people, and they're going to want to move and shake, and they're going to love your stuff, and they're going to respect it, and they're going to go out there and cheerlead for you, and they're going to become raving fans of yours, and they may buy your more expensive offers and all that. So I'm not saying that there's all bottom-feeding, time-sucking scum. I'm saying that there's a lot of good part of that as well that's going to help you in your business. So you got to do it. You got to have the cheap front end offers. Now I'm going to tell you that I wouldn't handle the customer service for those cheap front end offers. And even at this point where I've done millions of dollars, I still run into this because I can't fully let go. It's one of my weaknesses that I need to learn how to do. But because I take a lot of pride in my own name and reputation and all that, and so I'm always weary of people talking trash about me, and that's something I need to let go if I want to grow myself, right? And that's the difference between doing $1 million a year and probably doing $20 million a year, or these kinds of things. But I would recommend that you get someone to take care of that for you, like the customer service, because it can really wreck your confidence for moving forward. Now, once the credit card is used and they buy one of your cheap offers, it's easier to upsell them to more expensive offers, even mid-level offers. So you want to strike while the iron is hot. Give them something free. They go and buy something cheap to test you out and see if you got good stuff or not, see if they like your stuff. So make your cheap front-end offers very, very good. And then when they buy those front-end offers and they consume them, they love those offers, and then they'll buy your other stuff. Or right when they do buy your offer, that's the time to hit while the iron is hot, strike while the iron is hot, and hit them with an upsell and tack on more. If you have really good guarantees and refund money back guarantees and all that, and really good social proof and proof factors, then this could convert very well, even if they've never bought anything from you before, because they're buying to help themselves, right? It's not all about you. Now, again, do not handle customer service on these free or cheap customers. They will destroy you. Okay, they'll destroy your confidence. They'll destroy all of that. Now, there's good too. So, like, let's say you hire an outsourcer, like maybe someone from the Philippines, to handle the customer service for you and all the tickets. You could train that Filipino or whoever's handling customer service to only send you the positive remarks. And be like, if anyone tells me anything negative, then sift through it and see if there's anything we can improve on, of course, because you have to understand, even the constructive criticism is definitely better for your business, right? Because customers will point out all the flaws of your business. They'll say you have a misspelling on page 2. You have a misspelling on page 6. I went through your entire ebook and pointed out all the grammar mistakes for you. If you want it, here it is. And people will go the extra mile to point out your flaws and your problems and how you need to fix things. So that's good. Those are constructive criticism things. What I don't want to hear is, you're a scammer and you're a BS artist and you this and you that, and I don't like the way you talk and your accent's hard to understand and you talk too slow. You're probably from Texas. So all of that is stuff I don't want to hear. I mean, that's just BS. I don't want to hear it. So get it out of here. So that's what I would do if I were you, because for me, I don't know about you, but when I hear that stuff, it really bothers me and it might ruin my day. And I don't want my days ruined. I only want to focus on fun, positive stuff, and I don't like other people. Anyway, let's move on. Your mid-level expensive offers, these are going to be better customers than the small offers. If you're selling stuff for $5, you're going to attract a lot of people at $5 because everyone has $5. But when you start charging $97, $100 and something, $500, well, those are your mid-level expensive people, and they're going to be better. And now we're talking. You're going to have a lot more fun dealing with most of those people. Now, once in a while, someone will squeak in there at that level and be a royal pain in the ass. But most of the time, they're pretty easy to get along with. And it's easier to upsell them to coaching. And it's easier to, provide your more expensive offers, your home study courses and stuff like that. High-end offers, your expensive offers, which this whole program's designed around, is creating these expensive coaching offers. It could be a 6-figure coach and consultant. These are your more expensive coaching clients. These are the best customers in the world. They're more ambitious. They get it. They're more fun to deal with. They're more positive-oriented. They're creative. They're go-getters. They invest in themselves heavily. They invest in their own education. They're constantly trying to learn. They respect people because they respect themselves. They're more lovable. They see abundance everywhere instead of lack mentality. They're just you have a more enjoyable business when you deal with these higher end people. And it's interesting because a little side note here is, I believe that, well, I'll just use myself as an example. I've done over $1 million per year for many years, even when I was in my 20s, and I'm like 41 now, right? So I've done millions of dollars on and off for most of my life. And if I had a day job, I was managing millions and millions of dollars. So I've been at that threshold where it's comfortable. Now, personally, as an individual business person, I've never reached like $10-20 million in a single year. It's something I really want to do. And someone asked me once, well, why do you want to do that? When is enough enough? If you're making millions, why do you need to do 20 million? Why do you need to do 40 million? Why isn't that kind of greedy? And I'm like, no, I could care less about the money. It's not the money. I mean, I have torn up blue jeans I wear every day, and I got a Nike t-shirt on right now. It's just a baseball t-shirt. I've probably had it for over a year. I don't really care about all the materialistic stuff. The reason why I want to generate that kind of money is because of the type of person I'll become to achieve it. So like today, when I'm doing millions of dollars, I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. I'm a better version of Eric, right? And that's what I'm telling you. So if you want to become a better version of yourself, then don't shoot for $1 million or six figures because you want to go buy a Maserati. Shoot for that because of the person you'll become. More confident, more intelligent as far as what it is that your specific area of expertise is. You could be like the most intelligent person in the world at internet marketing and then not know anything about dinosaurs and be in a room of people, paleontologists, and they'll make you look stupid, right? So I'm not talking about just being intelligent generally. I'm talking about being intelligent with your specific specificity. Even in the book Think and Grow Rich, there's a whole chapter on specific knowledge, right? And that's important in success in business. So you want to have these people as customers because these people have become, on the internal side of things, have become better versions of themselves, right? We've all been in, probably most of us have all been in situations where we couldn't afford the high-end offers, where we could only afford the little $5 products and stuff, and that's where we were comfortable. But eventually you have to change that, or it becomes your threshold and it becomes uncomfortable to spend more money than that. And anyway, these customers at this level will be your favorite customers. I guarantee it. Now, you may be a little afraid of these customers at first until you start realizing they're more like you. Raving fans. Turning people onto you is important. The freebies, the mid-level people that are buying your stuff, the cheap stuff, the high-enders, all of them, you want to turn them onto you. So we talk a little bit about your persona, your brand, your voice, your angle. So I say embellish something about you. So if you're like super nice, then be super nice. You know what I mean? If you're kind of like edgy, then be edgy at times. If you're kind of funny, bring that out more. Go with it. Be as funny. So embellish more of certain personality traits that you have. If you're like a computer geek, be a computer geek. If you're reclusive, be reclusive. If you're strange, be strange. Go with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that really brings out more of your character, and it brings out more of your color, and then people will pay attention to you, and you'll make a lot more money, right? So, for me personally, I'm a super nice guy, but I also have a bite to me at times too, right? So I noticed that, and I realized, especially at the very beginning of my marketing career, I was dealing with all those cheap customers that would buy my cheap offers because I wasn't confident enough yet to sell expensive stuff, and I was always battling them. It was like a fight every day. I'd show up like on my group calls and I'd be like fighting them, boom, boom, boom. Their negative attitudes and their comments and their gotcha questions, and I was just like fighting them every day, boom, 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 like just fighting. And then I started realizing that, this is a grind. This is ridiculous. I started pulling my hair out. But I also noticed that some of them were like, oh, I love it when you get upset. And then you really tell it like it is. And that's the best part of you, is when you get like that and you tell it like it is. It's just fun and it's brilliant. It's great. And I get big breakthroughs. So I started kind of going with that for a long time there. I was just like, you know what? That's who I am. I'm going to bring that out, more of that out in me, because when I'm frustrated, I don't hesitate to tell you that you pissed me off and I'm frustrated, right? So I tell it like it is. Although I'm a super nice guy, but that's embellishing that more. Does that make sense? Like Donald Trump, he embellishes that more. I don't know Donald Trump, but I've heard of people that have been around him that he's super sweet. But yet you see him on TV and he's this kind of abrupt dude. So this polarizing is another thing you can do, is be polarizing, be controversial. If you're upsetting 30% of the marketplace, which is something Dan Kennedy preaches, like he says to go ahead and upset 30% of the marketplace. Just go ahead and offend them, because by doing that, you're going to stand out a lot more. So character, have a presence about you. And then I want to talk about KL&T, which is know, like, and trust. So you want your people to know you. So the way they're going to know you is like, you're like me, I'm like you, we have all this stuff in common, we're the same type of people. If your customers or prospects feel like they know you, then they're going to buy more from you, okay? And so you want to talk about where you live and what you do on the weekends. That's what's great about like Facebook and social media, is that made everyone transparent and approachable, and you got to know people a lot better because they're posting where they're from and what they're doing and what they eat and how they live their life and what music they listen to. So that's a great way of getting people to know you more. And the more they know you, the more they're going to like you, the more they're going to buy from you. So where you live, what you like, what you hate, your kids' names, the kind of car you drive, what you want, what your goals are. And then this is the biggest form of influence there is to get people to like you. You know, that guy might be better for our country running for president, but I like this guy more, so I'm voting for him. See how that works? Like is really important. Trust. Trust is the biggest form of influence, I think, is, if they know you and they like you, they're going to trust you and they'll buy from you. So the combination of these three is deadly for making yourself six figures. And the way to do this is to toot your own horn. Talk about yourself, tell stories about yourself, embellish your personality traits, do everything, throw your personality out there, have fun doing it, stick your head above the sand out there, rise above the noise. So get them to like you, make them laugh, be like them, show them your flaws, be vulnerable, be likable. Just be a real person and have character about yourself, and people will like you more. Smile, use people's names and stuff like that. Trust is do what you say you'll do and care. So know, like, and trust. The last part is trust. To really get them to trust you is to get them to know you and like you, and then to also do what you say you're going to do. And did I mention sales? I've been talking about sales a lot, right? It's the most important piece of conversions is proof factors. Proof factors. So having a branded name, know, like, and trust, or celebrity factor is huge for proof factors. In other words, if someone knocks on your door and they're like, I want to sell you this car I have outside, and this car is, I'm going to sell it to you for $100, but the car is worth like $50,000. And the name of the car it's called a docket car. And you're like, docket car? I never heard of it. And he's like, yeah, it's from Guatemala, and we make these docket cars down there. And this one particular docket car I have here is a great car. And even though no one will have a car like yours, and it does look a little different than most cars on the streets, it's a great car, and I'll sell it to you for $100. What do you say? Nah, I don't think so, right? Well, now if someone else knocks on your door and they say, hey, I got this, this Corvette outside. See it there? And I'll sell it to you for $100. That's different. You know what Corvettes are. You're familiar with it. It has a branded name. So same thing. A branded name is more trustworthy and it's more likable. And so that's a big proof factor. Another one is social proof. We see that a lot online now. Reviews, endorsements, testimonials, and all that. All of that can increase your conversions. Facts, stats, demonstrations, the puppy dog approach, all of that can increase your conversions as well, and your proof factors. The free product was great, and if the free product was that great, just imagine how great the paid version is. It must be unbelievable. So all of this gets people to buy from you. Attention. You want to grab attention, or someone else is going to hold your customer's attention, the competition. There's tons of noise out there. It's the ADD society that we live in. It's the information superhighway. It's fast speed, lots of devices, multiple tabs in the browsers, phone calls, door knocking, dog barking, Skyping you, all of this, emails, little dings from Facebook when someone posts on your stuff. There's so much noise out there for your prospects and yourself. The way to overcome that is to rise above the noise to grab their attention, like being polarizing, like we were talking about earlier. Be controversial, create visibility, be a lot more visible in your marketplace. The law of association, get around other people who are branded. Content, have really great content that you even do for free. Because if you do the great content and people are like, you should have sold that, man, that content was so great, then you have to understand that if your content's so great, then the customers and the people that are consuming it are going to think, if this is so great and it's free, imagine what the paid version is like. Claims, having these big promises that you're putting out there, these spectacles, these events that you're doing, these grandiose things can really grab a lot of attention. And then ridicule, realize that when you put yourself out there, you're going to get whacked. Okay, you stick your head above the sand, people are going to start taking whacks at you because you're rising above the noise. You're a target now, right? That's why I see celebrities get hammered all the time. If you go to some celebrity video and you start reading the comments, that person's getting hammered. They don't care. They're used to it. They know that It's just millions of people they're reaching, right? They're not going to be able to make them all like them. So you have to understand, by doing these kinds of things we're talking about, you're going to start getting some ridicule too. So be prepared, but it's just part of the game. And what you want to do is rise above the noise. Oh, one other thing about ridicule, sometimes people use that to their advantage to rise above the noise and get attention. Like they may attack someone else or do something to get a lot more attention. Headlines, videos, pattern interrupts, all of that grabs attention and gets them to pay attention to you to buy more of your stuff. So we're going to talk more about step-by-steps on selling and getting people to pay you money on the next video, including some marketing or promotion ideas that will change things. So thanks a lot. See you on the next video. Bye.